Hi everybody, it's Patti, Rockstar Mom. Welcome back to my channel. There is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while now. And you know, I'm always trying to come up with things that pertain to us older women. And I thought of what I thought would be a real cute, nice, informative tag. And as you saw from the title, the name of the tag is If I Could Go Back. You know, I think it's normal for us to say, oh, if I could just be 30 again. If I could be 20 again. That's I think a normal response to that question. If I could go back to any age, what would that age be and why? Why? I was reading something, I can't remember what it was, but there was something that made me think about this. If I could really and truly just go back to that age, what would it be? I've caught myself saying before, when thinking about this subject, oh, I would never go back. I would never go back. I know so much now. I've lived through so much. But I would go back. I think if I could, I would. Let me tell you, it's not about being 20 or 30. Listen, 20 and 30 are fun. That's a time in your life where you need to be having more fun than you can stand. And by fun, I mean good, clean fun. And maybe that would be what you consider good, clean fun. But having fun, that is just a fun time of your life. And it should be fun. It shouldn't be serious at that point in time. Just having fun. Doing things that you can look back and say, boy, I did it. Listen, let me tell you about this. Making memories. Making fun memories. I think those 20s and 30s, even in your 40s, you're still having fun. Many women, you know, at 20 are already mothers. Many women in their middle to late 30s could even be grandmothers. Could be. But I just think life should be fun before you really start taking it too seriously. But if I could go back, and I've given this a lot of thought, as I said, I would go back. I would go back to my early 60s. And let me tell you why. First of all, in your early 60s, you're still middle-aged. Let's face it. I cannot remember ever seeing anything on YouTube in this beauty community being geared toward middle age. I've never seen one single content creator talk about middle age. I've had people tell me who are content creators that they put mature in their titles because if they put mature, they know they're going to get views. They know their video is going to be positioned in such a way that YouTube is going to rank it higher and it will get views. Simply using the word mature in your title. And trust me, I've been guilty of doing that myself. But the fact is, I think so many in that younger age group are they're not mature, they're middle-aged. Middle-aged. So if I could go back, I would not even go back to being middle-aged. I would go back to being in my early 60s. I'm looking down at my computer because I have some notes. My early 60s. Number one, I still had my figure. I had tight skin, not just on my face, but all over my body. Great tight skin, no pudgies anywhere. I think the first time I realized I had pudgies, they were over my knees. I had a few wrinkles, but they were wrinkles that I was proud of. But bottom line, I felt like I could hold my own up against the best of them. I really could. I thought, if this is what aging is all about, let it happen. I am happy. I have beat this. This is the way I'm going to look for the rest of my life. I thought I had used all of the right skincare, high-end, low-end, but a lot of the high-end that promised me the moon. I thought, gosh, all of that is working. I had taken care of my body. I'd gone through periods of time in my life when I was a fanatic about exercise and fitness and eating, and I just knew I had done everything right, girlfriends, everything. I was happy. I was a happy girl in my early 60s. Also, by then, I had figured out who I was and am as a person. One of the things I started doing many, many, many years ago is I started working on my soul. It's not about religion, but I started working on my soul, my insides, my heart. And I'd been doing that for a long time. I was single in my early 60s. I was single. I'd been single for 30-something years. I was looking retirement in the eye, knowing that I had worked my butt off and I had saved every little bit I could save and invested a little bit, and I knew that the chances of me remarrying were slim to none because I wasn't looking. I knew that I had done enough and had been wise enough that I would be okay financially for the rest of my life. I had done without a lot to get to that point. I had a daughter that I was proud of. I had lifelong and short-term friends who demanded nothing of me, but they gave freely of themselves should I need them. Those are the kinds of friendships that I have and had. We had learned that we didn't have to talk on the phone every day and talk about our problems. We already knew how to handle our stuff ourselves. Having fun. I was having a lot of fun in my early 60s. I think it was in my 66th year when I realized that my body was truly changing. That what I had been in those early 60s, looks-wise, was never going to be any better unless I chose to do surgery. or do fillers or cosmetic procedures. Appearance-wise, it wasn't going to be any better, ever. I think that because I had prepared myself and worked on my soul all those years, that the aging, that 66th year, really wasn't a problem. That was the first time I realized how much I looked like my mother as she had aged. I don't think I've ever shown you a picture of my mother, but I'm going to put a picture up somewhere here. And it was a picture of my mother when she was exactly my age. More so than just this face and her face, I had her body. I have none of my mother's health issues, but I certainly have her appearance. So many times I've thought about aging since I started seeing those initial changes, and it seems like every day there's something else. There's something else. But I tell myself that financially I am in a position. I got married. I never in a million years thought I would remarry, but I got married, and now I don't worry about anything. I never worried about my finances before because I had done everything I knew I could do. But guess what? I had a little bit more now. So if I wanted to go have cosmetic procedures, if I wanted to have fillers or a facelift, I could do it. But to me, that was lying to myself. The older it seems that I get, and the more I'm seeing the visible changes from aging, the better I like myself. It's hard to explain. I want to tell you about someone who subscribes to me. And her name is Behar. And I hope, Behar, I don't mispronounce your last name, but Picariello. She is on Facebook under Beauty Tangent. And I'll put this in the description bar, a link to Behar's Facebook page. I've been trying to get Behar to start her own YouTube channel. So far, I haven't been able to convince her, but I wish she would. But I follow Behar on Facebook. As I said, she has been a subscriber to my channel for many, many years, and if you're a content creator, I bet she subscribes to you too. But Behar is an esthetician, a makeup artist. Behar on her Facebook page, and this has been this was in August. I have my computer. I want to read you something that Behar says. And I think, and by the way, I asked Behar if I could share this. Someone asked her a question. They said, "What do you think of women who get Botox / fillers / other cosmetic procedures?" And this was Behar's answer. "The politically correct answer is You do whatever works for you and makes you happy, and so on. How many times have I said that? Since you're not asking me for the sugar-coated PC answer, this is my personal take on the subject. While the Kardashian hybrids are becoming more and more prevalent in our society, the simple beauty regimens and cosmetic enhancements of yesterday still work wonders for many women. Many women spend their teens and 20s rejecting their skin, using products they purchase based on recommendations from girlfriends or magazine ads, only to find out in their 30s and 40s that they need some serious damage control. The foundation for skincare and the starting point for my skincare lessons is self-awareness, proper practices, and good, clean products. Starting as teens, this type of regimen sets the tone for the years ahead, where you can incorporate the best you can afford to maintain the quality of your skin, not just on your face, but on your body as well. For those women who have passed the point where they think products will work, or they don't see the miracle transformation in the mirror, they often resort to lunchtime cosmetic procedures like fillers and Botox, as well as more invasive surgeries. Let me share a little secret. You're not fooling anyone. Most importantly, yourself. I can always tell when someone has made some changes. We can, can't we? That's true. That's Patti talking. The way they speak changes their lips. The way they speak changes when their lips are filled to maximum capacity. They smile differently. The way they apply makeup changes. I don't see any of those as positives. In addition to outward appearances, there are also known side effects: remorse, disappointment in the results, and changes within the skin health around the enhanced area. It's almost never enough. You fill the cheeks, then the lips, but the skin on your neck and jowls still sag. All of these procedures need to be updated over and over because none of them are permanent. Even major surgeries like breast augmentation and eye lifts need to be tweaked after a period of time. If these types of cosmetic procedures were truly the answer, I'd say go for it. Sadly, they are just a temporary solution to a bigger problem, not just within the individual, but in society as a whole. I encourage women to learn techniques with skincare and makeup to enhance their natural beauty. Bring out your positive qualities and minimize the less appealing points. You are your own kind of beautiful, and I promise you, the beauty that can shine through won't come from a needle. If you would like a copy of that, go to Beauty Tangent. Some of you are going to ask me, where can I find it? It'll be in the description box. You'll go to Beauty Tangent, to Behar's Facebook, and then you'll have to just scroll down to the post. You'll find it. But I couldn't have said it better. 73 years old. I'm 73 years old. I have had no procedures done. What you see is what you get. I had my nose done probably 40 years ago. because I had been hit in the face with a baseball when I was a very little girl, never even went to the doctor. It didn't change the shape of my nose, but what happened was I had a blockage that was so severe and had become so severe over the years that I could not breathe. I could not breathe out of my nose at all, and it was something that I had to do if I wanted to be able to close my mouth and breathe. So that was all those years ago. It was not done for cosmetics because you couldn't tell the difference afterwards, after the swelling went down. But I've never had anything done. I've never had a filler. I had my lips tattooed probably 10 years ago, thinking that would help these small lips, and that's something that you have to keep up. I never redid it. It wore completely off years ago, but that's all I've ever had done. I have no problem with any of you doing anything. I want to make sure you understand that I say that I truly feel that way. But I think what Behar said is exactly how I feel. I think that's why I'm not interested in any procedures, that I'm okay with how I look and this aging process, because I haven't done anything. I haven't tried to look younger. I've just tried to be me. I've just tried to be me. I think, too, the fact that I keep going back to liking myself inside. I am so far from perfect. I make mistakes. I'm still learning lessons. I think I'll be learning lessons until the day I die. But I am happy that I am open to change, even if the change means saggy skin, more wrinkles, more pudgies, cellulite, gray hair. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy that I have been blessed with this opportunity of becoming old. There are some people that I'm going to tag to do this, and I really and truly think these women will take me up on it. And I'll put the links to their channels below. And the reason I'm tagging these women is because we truly are the very aging women. We're not the middle-agers. We're not middle-aged like most of you are. We're past middle age. So here's who I'm going to tag. First of all, I'm going to tag Susie from the Oh Susie Show. And by the way, I'm only tagging people who admit to being in our age group. Susie from Oh Susie. Carol from the Oh Carol Show. Kay Carter. Wanda from Lady W. Joe, and Joe is Joe and some numbers. I'll put Joe's name down or channel down. Sharon Capehart. The last person is Sarah from most joyful one. Now, I know that there may be some 68, 69 plus year olds who are content creators here on YouTube that I may not be aware of. If any of you follow someone, will you make sure who you know for a fact they're in the beauty community, they post not just how to eat vegan, raw, but they talk about beauty and they talk about this aging process. Let us know who they are. I know that there has to be some other women in this age group there, so please put their names and their channel names in the comments when you comment, so that those of us who want to find these women and learn from them too, we can do that. Okay? I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you. Don't forget, go out and be kind. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.